sure it comes as no surprise, but we're back out here on Rancho Del Arroyo in the early access again today, and I wanted to kind of get away from the lakes just a little bit because I think one of this map's best features is actually the terrain. It's really cool. Like, you look across there, just what kind of landscape there is, and we spent quite a lot of time hunting around the water, so today we're going to try to get away from that a bit and kind of see what we can find. Animals seem to be pretty active throughout the day, so I think this should still work. And of course, running with the shotgun equip tends to be a good idea. I think we hit the one we wanted there. I'm pretty sure anyway. Yeah, he's going down, so might take a little bit to actually expire, but he will actually drop for us. And it's currently whitetail drink time, so there's just... Actually, that's a good size one, but there's whitetail running around everywhere. Might try to hit that one if we can. Might be an opportunity for a back of the neck shot. But like I said, because we're going to be hunting away from the lakes, we're kind of just getting up past this one at the moment. I figured whitetail drink time wouldn't be a bad thing because they're obviously a species from latent lakes and one that we've gotten to hunt plenty before. So maybe with them being at the lakes, we'll have more opportunity to encounter some of the other species, but I don't know exactly where our pheasant died. It looks like it went up this way. And just a little 14.2, and we actually barely hit it with the 2 pellets, but it was enough. And then fortunately our whitetail actually dropped, so we'll get to take another look at the fluffier tails on them. Again, it's these kind of small little details they actually did with this map that really makes the difference. That's just so much more realistic, having that big tail. I mean, that's of course what they're known for and why they're named as they are, but a 245 scoring buck, certainly not too bad. Likely the best whitetail we'll shoot today since we're kind of getting away from their zones, but you can't be upset about running into that at the start here. Unfortunately, our wind is not the greatest, so they're kind of getting alert, but this is the exact situation that really made me want to get away from the lakes. Getting up on these high points and getting to scan around and just spot what's out in the desert brush. We have a nice high point here, and just kind of getting up here and spotting around allowed us to see the group of Javelina down there. It also allowed us to see wherever it actually got to. That level 3 female there, I think that's the best one we've actually seen so far, so if we can, I'd like to get her too. There's enough room we can probably wait till they go nervous. We'll see if she'll do that. She's just starting to go nervous now. I think we can hit that. Tough shot to make. And you know what? I don't think we got a vital anyway, so pretty much could have shot her when she was fleeing and had the same result, but at least we'll bring her down. And I mean, they are the exact same as the wild boar on Herschodon and Medved, so it's not a surprise to see a level 3 female one, but I believe that's the highest estimate in everything that we've seen thus far. But ultimately, again, it was because we were up high that we couldn't get that follow-up shot off, and unfortunately this guy's estimate going to 99 still does not get us a gold, just a little 76.5. We'll go and grab our female and probably continue to look for more spots like that. Fortunately, in this case, it was easy enough to actually find her, but it is quite nice as well, as we have a bobcat standing off to have the bloodhound with us. There's just a lot of small animals and just so much brush, the tracks can be pretty well obscured. So this is more of a map that I think it's useful to have them than any of the other ones we have, and in that case we didn't necessarily need them, but I am more than certain there's going to be times to come along in the future where we actually do. Now that is a pretty good size Jackrabbit. I think that's the max estimate, but a level 2. Pretty sure it was around 100 meters. I didn't actually pay too much attention, but we'll try to lead him. And it looks like we actually managed to get him, so I'm pretty sure with the whitetail Jackrabbit there's some small chance of a level 2 being a diamond. So because of that, this guy should have a slight chance as well. We'll see what we have for this guy. 5.6, so he's lower end. I do like the gray though. For their fur type, it looks really nice, almost like albino, just obviously with the more brown eyes and the normal colored nose, but it's a nice brighter colored rabbit. Unfortunately this time, I guess the peccary were a little bit too close to this particular area, so they're kind of scooting by us here. We'll go ahead and take that one. There's been a couple of bobcat kind of warning calling, and I wanted to get up here and actually see if we could actually get eyes on any of them, but unfortunately firing a shot is going to send them running even further away. There's one there, which is just a female. There was a male somewhere, but especially, like I said, just having shot, I'm not sure where it will have gotten to. That's a pretty good level 4. Now, earlier we tried to let them go nervous and still made a pretty poor shot, so hopefully we can do better this time. Any second now, I would assume he's going to go nervous. He actually just did. It's kind of broadside-ish. I feel like just because it's a good one, maybe we can alert it with a 22 and make a better shot. Still managed to actually get him alerted. I wasn't too sure about the placement there. And I think we got into a lung, so should be fine. We'll claim our little one here and then go and grab that guy. I really do like the challenge these guys present, though. Just because of all the brush being way taller than them, actually getting eyes on any individual one can be quite difficult. But again, going back to what I so much enjoy about this terrain, getting up high and getting able to glass around, when you can do that, it makes it so much easier. But anyway, our level 4, we did get a lung on and liver, actually. Surprised he ran at all, but a decent little 116 brown Javelina. I knew there must have been a bobcat over there based on the way these Javelina were reacting. We haven't shot one yet, so we might as well see if we can get a shot in there. And yeah, I'd say that will pretty much do it for that one. So they all kind of just went running out of here, and I thought that it might have been just the fact that we were running through here, and it may have been. But then once they got out there further, they were sort of sprinting much further than they should have from just spooking from us. So that little clue gave us the idea to look around, and luckily we were able to spot the bobcat. I do think actually they're a nice addition to this map. Just a level 2 female, obviously, but at least we managed to make a decent long shot there with the 243. Well, that is a pretty neat little thing happening away there. Level 3 Jackrabbit. If we can, I want to make that shot before he gets into the brush there. Missed the first one entirely, but that is something that I was kind of curious about at the very beginning, because it seemed like there were so many level 1, both male and females, I wasn't sure which it would be. But they've kind of stuck with the same trend. All of the rabbits is males that make diamond, and the hares, it's the females that make diamond, so it's easy to remember, and it continues to be the case. So I'm glad that's actually the way that they've done it. So we'll see. I mean, all the estimates were where we need them to be, so hopefully this guy is going to make it. And he does at 6.8 with that mottled fur type. I still can't figure out what exactly that is meant to be, but that is really cool. I think it might be max score. I'm pretty sure they're scored the same as the whitetail jackrabbits on Layton. 6.83 would be the max, and we'll check in the trophy lodge when we're done here. We'll have to go and see, but I think that's a really good one. Now that to me is a really cool sight, just seeing a mule deer like up there on the rocks like that. I want to see if we can make that shot. It's pretty far, especially when he's kind of walking at that angle. I think that should be good. It looks like we got into a lung, but that's one of the things that I kind of imagine, specifically with what would be referred to as desert mule deer, but in this case obviously they're just called the normal mule deer. It's a scene that seems to be quite common, just like up on those kind of steep cliffs, and that was pretty cool to actually see one in game doing that. And I don't think it was pure coincidence. There's another one kind of running out of there, so whether it's a zone or just them passing through, I like that they actually do go to that area. But I don't think he made it too much further than where we last saw him, so somewhere up here by our marker should be where he went down at. The idea of just seeing like a diamond mule deer up on the rock faces like that at some point is so cool to me. I hope we get to see that. We actually lucked out with a liver shot. Let's praise Rocky for actually finding that for us. And I think we're actually going to go back to the trophy lodge. I'm quite curious as to if that rabbit is 6.83 on the trophy rating. And just in general, I'd like to see up close, like in the lodge, what they look like. I mean, the ears on these guys are just so cool looking. And he was actually, in the trophy manager, 6.83. So a max score diamond jackrabbit, which in all likelihood we're not going to manage in the live game, maybe ever or for at least quite some time. But very cool to get here in the early access portion of the game, and that mottled fur type. It looks good. I've never heard that word before in my life, and I'm so interested to know what they actually are. So if you guys know, feel free to let me know in the comments below. But anyway, I think that is going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.